Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, today's video, I have Jaguar Wright and Megan Thee Stallion. So what's going on is Jaguar is saying that Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot because he found out that she was really a man. So, I don't know about that, y'all. But it's not my first time hearing that, about Megan Thee Stallion. I heard that about her maybe like 2 years ago or something like that. But I kind of heard it and I didn't hear it. And if y'all done seen enough of my videos, y'all know how I feel about these celebrities. I don't be caring about their lives like that to be digging deep and searching like I'm looking for a needle in a haystack. It's not that serious. It ain't serious at all. You know what I'm saying? For me not to be doing all of that, But I also like what I've heard about her is that she's kind of like a get around in the industry. So I'm looking like, so you know what I'm saying? Nobody's been able to verify or confirm yet, if she's a man or not. People did the same thing with Ciara. People did the same thing with Ciara back when Ciara had first came out. And you know what I'm saying, y'all? So that's why I kind of look at stuff like this, like, so what? Did her parents did she have a sex change? Like, did she have a surgery? Like, did her parents, did she get the surgery when she was a baby or a child? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, how are people saying this? So anyway, y'all, so Jaguar Wright. Now, I like Jaguar. I've always liked her. I've been following Jaguar for years. A lot of y'all may be familiar with Jaguar, within the past few years because she speaks out a lot. She was a part of that industry, so she knows a lot of industry secrets and the who's who and who's doing what and all of that. And she speaks out about that stuff a lot. So a lot of stuff that she's talked about, that she spoke about, I find credible. Now, nothing as far as I know right now, not anything that she said has been, actually proven that is fact. But we gotta look at, like, look at Diddy's situation right now. Jaguar Wright for years been saying this about this man. She's been saying this about him for years. She's been saying this about him. And now we know that is fact because lawsuits are being filed against him. He paid one of them off in less than 24 hours. And you know what I'm saying? So all of this stuff that Jaguar been saying about him and a few other people been saying about him for years, you know what I'm saying? It's all coming out right now. She always spoke out about Jay-Z. Now here go people, I guess once they finish with this Puffy or this Diddy, what they got going on now, I guess they you know coming for Jay-Z, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, y'all. So you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Most of the time what Jaguar says is credible. However, I've come across some stuff that she said or did that were questionable to me. So, you know what I'm saying? This right here is one of those kind of questionable. Like, I'm gonna need more proof. I'm gonna need more something to, yeah, to believe this. You know what I'm saying? Like Jaguar, I know you be on point most of the time and all of that. But again, just like I said, some stuff, she was questionable. So, anywho, y'all, let me get into this article and let's see what Jaguar talking about. So it says Meg Thee Stallion is going viral again after new remarks from outspoken industry veteran Jaguar Wright. Jaguar went on social media yesterday and told her followers that she learned from people in the entertainment industry that Meg the Stallion is really a man. Jaguar said on her live, a stallion is a male horse and a mare is a female horse. She continued, Meg would do anything to stop Tory from telling people that she ain't no woman. According to Jaguar, Meg lied about Tory shooting her in order to send him to jail and shut him up about her alleged transgenderism. Jaguar, hold on, y'all see that was hard for me. That was almost a tongue twister for me for a second. But anywho, y'all, so okay. Jaguar claims that Tory chose Meg's friend Kelsey over her because, according to Jaguar, Tory liked real cat. Okay. Jaguar Wright has been known for making outlandish claims in the past, which were unproven. But Jaguar is one of the only entertainment insiders who spoke out openly about Sean Diddy Combs' degenerate escapades and abuse. More than a year ago, Cassie's lawsuit, Jaguar claimed that Diddy abused women and engaged in freak off parties with males. Okay. Now, before you go believing what Jaguar said, Media Takeout obtained some old pictures of Meg when she was younger. Sure, looks like a female to us, but then again, nowadays it's not that simple. So, but y'all, I think if her parents had a male, she would she well, I don't know, but I don't care, y'all. It's just still far fetched for me. Just like I said, you're gonna have to give me more proof than somebody just saying that because it's what you heard. And then on top of that, it seems like oh, and I forgot, y'all. I'm gonna play Jags. I'm gonna play her live, y'all, in a second. But what I was looking for was this part right here where it says a stallion, because I keep hearing people say that. Well, she called herself Meg the Stallion, but a stallion is a male horse. Okay, that's like the way that I look at that. That's like Foxy Brown calling herself King Fox. You know what I'm saying? We all know Foxy Brown is not a male. We all know she's not a male, but she called herself King Fox. So that's how I'm looking at Megan Thee Stallion. That's how I'm looking at. That's how I'm looking at that. So I kind of think that part right there, because if people are going by this because of her name, Megan Thee Stallion, if they're going by that because of her name and that's it, y'all, people need to be ashamed of themselves, y'all. They really do. People need to be ashamed of themselves for just jumping out there with stuff that they don't even know about. Because I want to know how people figure out that this girl was born a man. You know what I'm saying? But let me get to Jaguar's live, y'all. Let me play this real quick.
Who allegedly would have said anything to keep Tory Lanez from telling people that she ain't all woman.
You saying Meg Thee Stallion is a transgender?
I'm saying that a stallion is a male horse and a mare is a female horse. I'm saying, what kind of black woman would work so hard to put an innocent black man in jail for a crime he didn't commit unless she was terrified about what he may say? You were the star. Kelsey was just your attaché. Yet he seemed to be interested more in Kelsey than he was in you, and you had a big problem with that. Maybe he just liked real pussy.
So that was Jag, y'all. I think she did that live. Storm Monroe. He interviewed her, or either they did that live together. But yeah, that's who she's talking to, Storm Monroe. But yeah, y'all. So I don't know. Just like I said, that's still not giving me that right there is just enough to get people to start talking, because everybody gonna be talking about that. Everybody, you already have these people that's been bashing that girl, talking about Megan Thee Stallion. You already have people that's been bashing her since the whole situation went down anyway. And if the situation really went down the way that she said that it really went down, it's sad how people been doing that girl. Like, been bashing her, y'all bashing her for being shot in her foot, regardless of however it happened. She was shot in her foot, or I think people are y'all trying to say that she wasn't shot in her foot or whatever. It's just all types of conspiracy behind this Megan Thee Stallion getting shot in her foot. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot. It's been a whole lot with that. So, people bashed her all through that ordeal, to the point where she just you stopped hearing from her. She wasn't on social media, just kind of backed up off of everything. And I don't blame her, because I would have had to do the same thing. But then while the trial was going on, you had people bashing her then and calling her a liar and all that stuff. And now that that man locked up, I think what he got 10 years. So now that he's locked up, every time you turn around and it's something being said about Megan Thee Stallion, then you have all these people in the comment section talking about free Tory. But none of y'all were there. None of y'all were there. The only people that, just like I say in a whole lot of situations, we sitting on the outside looking in and trying to speculate and give our, who we think telling the truth and who we think lying. Neither one of us, I wasn't there, and none of y'all listening to this, I can guarantee any of y'all that's listening to this video right now, y'all weren't there either. So you know what I'm saying? Out of the people that were involved, we don't know who's telling the truth. We don't know if Meg's telling the truth, the friend telling the truth, Tory Lanez. We don't know who's telling the truth and who's lying. So why y'all sit there and bash that girl like that? Because if it really went down the way that she said that it went down, then he need to be at where he at. But for y'all, for people to keep on, every time they mention that girl in the comment section, free Tory, free Tory, free Tory, she lied, she did, you know what I'm saying? Tory Lanez ain't gonna holler free none of y'all. Not if he come home, when he comes home. But if any one of y'all talking about free Tory Lanez, y'all think that man don't care nothing about y'all. That man don't care nothing about y'all. And y'all sitting up there, y'all literally getting mad, like literally having attitudes every time this girl is mentioned. Every time this girl is mentioned, all that with the free Tory. And that's what I'm talking about. Don't nobody know what happened. What if it really went down the way that she said it went down? Then what? You know what I'm saying? Because nobody, don't nobody know but the parties that were involved. Just like I'm saying. They're the only ones that know. But, y'all, at the end of the day got to end. Yeah, Glow. I just had to do that, y'all, because now, because of Glorilla, now every time every time that the end of the day, before I even think about what it is I'm trying to say or say what it is I'm trying to say, then, I can't help it but to think the day got to end. So, yeah, y'all, but, yeah, y'all, because, like I said, at the end of the day, these people's lives, we don't know anything about what's going on. Now, with Jaguar Wright, like I said, I was saying at the beginning of this video, I followed Jaguar for years. And a lot of what Jaguar, for years, a lot of stuff that she talks about, she sounds credible to me. And a few things, that she did or said at one point in time were questionable. But I actually had to follow, maybe about 2 years ago or so, I had to unfollow Jaguar because I don't know. It just seemed like it was, it was getting crazy to be straight up, to be honest. It just seemed like she was, y'all, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. She just had so much going on and, I don't know. It just started being more like a gimmick to me at that point, and then it just started getting on my nerves by me thinking about it like that. Like, is she being for real, or is she? It just kind of started being gimmicky to me at that point, and then she started acting crazy and doing little crazy stuff and saying little crazy stuff and all of that. So I really had to back up off of her for a while. I unfollowed Jaguar for maybe like a year or so. And I literally just maybe like probably about 4 or 5 months ago, I just started following her on social media again, because me and my sister were actually talking about it, because my sister unfollowed her for the exact same thing. Like, we were talking about it, like, yeah, she kind of blowing it right now, and I'm getting tired of seeing her lives pop up. So we kind of unfollowed her at the same time. So, you know what I'm saying, y'all? Because all that, once it started if you stay real and just be, and not with all that gimmicky type of, because that never made me doubt some of the stuff that I've heard her say. You know what I'm saying? But it was kind of like at this point, because now, just like I say, a lot of people just really started hearing about Jaguar Wright maybe in the past, maybe 3 or so years, in the past few years. Her numbers picked up on her social media sites, and you know what I'm saying, and all that type of stuff. So it was kind of like, you know, you see that you've gained all of these followers, and you know what people are following you for. So instead of you know, come on, doing it like you were doing it. Now, every time you did a live, it was like it was a show. You know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of like it was like a TV show. Like you were acting, like you were just like it was just too much going on. Like she had too much going on. Like she would be making live videos where she's driving around with sunshades on and ducking and dodging and looking, you know what I'm saying? Like being on a paranoid thing. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't get me wrong. She does have a lot of reason to be paranoid. Just like I say, she speaks out about, we talking about powerful people like Diddy, Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Mary J. Blige. This woman has spoke out about so many people in the industry. So I can see being paranoid, especially if you know what these people are capable of. You know what I'm saying? And so there was a situation that happened where uh her house ended up getting shot up, and she ended up having to move from the spot where she was living at, and just all type of stuff you know, that was going on. So she had a lot of reason to be paranoid. She had a lot of reason to be paranoid. I get that. But it was just the way that she was going about it. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm saying, it started being like it was a TV show. Like every time she made a live, like this the Jaguar Wright show. You know what I'm saying? And she had all of these theatrics and drama and all of this going on instead of just getting on here like you used to do. And you know what I'm saying? And just chit chatting with your people. Now it's all of this, and you know what I'm saying? It was just really starting to be too much. It was really starting to be too much. And you know, it was starting to become you know, irritable, because you know, why are you doing all of this? You have your followers, you gained your followers because of the Jaguar Right, because of how you were and what you were doing before you started doing the Jaguar Right show. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made me back up off of her for a minute. So like I said, y'all, I started following her again because it seemed like to me like she came back to her senses, and you know what I'm saying, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more together. You know what I'm saying? So she's still continuing to you know, to speak out about things. And just like I said, y'all, because we keep on hearing about Jay-Z, and I don't know how this is going to go down. I don't know if they are you know, waiting for all of the Diddy stuff to get out of the way, or whatever they're going to do with that. But I feel like that they're gonna be coming for Jay-Z. I feel like that they're gonna be coming for him. Yeah, y'all. So it's just, you know, just like I said, I'm not gonna say that Jaguar, I'm not at all saying that she's lying. I'm not at all saying that she's lying, because again, I don't know these people personally. I don't know Jaguar Wright. I don't know Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all, I just don't believe that. I really don't believe that. I really do not believe that this girl was born a man. And just like I said, people were doing the same thing to Ciara. When Ciara first came out, for a few years, people kept saying it about Ciara. Like they were really saying that about Ciara. You know what I'm saying, y'all? So, well, Ciara's situation was kind of different. I think I ain't even gonna try to. I ain't because I don't even want to sound silly right now, y'all. But I think Ciara's situation was that she was born with both male and female parts. Even if that was true, but yeah, her situation was different because it wasn't like, you know, she had a sex change or she was born one gender and you know, ended up being another. I think Ciara's situation was that she was born with male and female parts. And I know most of the times when babies are born like that, because that is a real thing, that the parents you know, they choose what. Well, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I think that I heard that. So let me leave that alone, because I don't want to sound silly and not know what I'm talking about. But I think that was, you know, was something like that that I heard. But anyway, that was supposed to have been a situation that was going on with Ciara. And then come to find out, that wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, who came up with that rumor and jumped out there with it, and everybody else ran with it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about. All it takes is for somebody to jump out there and just say whatever it is that they want to say about somebody, and before people even do the research on it or whatever, they pick it up and just run with it. They just pick it up and just run with it, not knowing if there's any truth behind it, not knowing where the story came from, who told you this, who, you know what I'm saying, not caring about any of that. All you're caring about is hearing this rumor, and let me go run to the next person and tell that person, and then you tell that person, and then that person can't wait to run to the next person and tell that person, and y'all doing all of this off of a rumor. Y'all got all of this going on, all this stuff being said about this girl off of a rumor. Like, who told y'all that? You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, come to find out, it wasn't even true. It wasn't even what it was. So, just like I said, y'all, I don't know. Like I said, also with Jaguar Wright, she's had some questionable, things that, made me kind of look at her sideways a few times. But for the most part, she know what she's talking about. But I think that this thing with this Megan Thee Stallion being a man, I think this kind of one of them, questionable things for me, because I don't know, y'all. And like I said, now that theory about why Tory Lane shot her, that, it makes sense. But I don't know, y'all. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know, and I ain't going. I guess I'll just wait to see what else. What else happens with this, or if Megan gonna come out and say anything, or whatever gonna go on with this. Is Jaguar gonna come out and say anything else as to why do you have that theory? I know she said somebody told her that, but and then that's something else. Somebody told you, and here you are on live telling thousands of people, or you know what I'm saying. So, and that's how it go, y'all, because somebody told her. She get on live, she telling thousands of people. There's so many videos out there on YouTube already about this. It's all in the blogs and all of that about this. So that's even more people being told this. And don't nobody know for a fact if this is true or not, because I don't know if that person that was supposed to told her know what it is for a fact, because that was probably something that they heard, and then they told Jaguar, and now Jaguar telling everybody else, y'all. So just like I say, y'all, we'll see how that plays out and all of that. But these people have more issues than a little bit. When I always thought about more money, more problems, I ain't think about it like the type of stuff that they have going on. I thought about, you know what I'm saying, like people trying to get at me and all of that, because you trying to knock me over my head or kidnap me or something, and you know what I'm saying, get my money and all that type of stuff, y'all. Those are the type of problems I was thinking about, not that type of stuff that these people have going on. I can't see if I had the type of money that these people have, that I would have these same issues, these same problems, and all of that going on, y'all. I don't know, me personally, and knowing me now, I don't know once you get up in that industry and how much they change you and all that type of stuff, y'all. But me right now, y'all, that's just crazy, y'all. But y'all, I'm out of here. Thank y'all again for watching my video.